they didn't teach me this. So a part of this process is sharpening your skill set, sharpening your tools so that you can make more money in real estate. The whole goal is for you to make more money in real estate. So, okay, for my Instagram folk, what's up? Because I just got on live on Instagram. So hopefully you guys can see me, but I'm going live to let you guys know. Now I'm live on Instagram and on TikTok. So, oh, Simply Fab, I'm an investor in Louisiana. Hey girl, hey. Yeah, definitely the tax sales in Louisiana. So have you attended a tax sale? Are you familiar with the process? Let me know in the comments. So that means you have some real estate, you're familiar with the process. Do you invest in mobile homes? What do you do? Drop it in the comments. And for my Instagram folk, what's up? I just went live for a for a good time, not a long time, to let you guys know that myself, along with a host of other real estate investors, Mobile Home Mommy, um, and a slew of other real estate investors, are going live for 5 weeks to let you guys in on some of these best kept secrets. Best kept secrets on investing in real estate. We talking mobile homes, we talking land packages with mobile home, we talking business funding, we talking credit, and we got a CPA on that's going to be giving y'all the sauce. Because let me tell you something, a mistake that I made when I first started investing in real estate is that um I was making good money, right? I was making good money, and I was not holding anything for taxes. I don't know if I really like, nobody teaches you this stuff. Like, you just out here, and I was like, oh, they gonna have to catch you, girl. They caught you, girl. So 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 now I have a CPA and a bookkeeper, okay, but I learned that the hard way. So now I'm constantly telling folks, like, don't do what I did. Definitely, like, there are some things that I want you to do what I did, but the taxes and the CPA and the bookkeeping, Lord knows that's not my calling. So we got a CPA on deck that's going to talk to y'all about how to structure your business correctly for correct tax savings. Okay, that's something that I had to learn the hard way. Okay, so y'all don't make that same mistake. Register for the free 5 week training, and space is limited, okay? Because like Nicole, Mobile Home Mommy, says she is not buying a bigger Zoom. So whenever she runs out of space, she runs out of space. That's just it. You're not going to be able to get into the Zoom room. So you have to register now to make sure that you save your space, because if you can't get into the Zoom room, you can't get in. You can't sit with us. Okay. Simply Fab, thank you. You said 7 rentals, tax deed, land. Boom. Boom. I love it. I love it when I see people that are familiar with the process come in and they start, because I ain't lying. 7 rentals. Now, with your 7 rentals, you said you were let me make sure, real estate investor. This is on TikTok. And if you guys are joining me on IG, now wait a minute. I'm live, but I cannot see the comments on IG. So yeah, I don't know. This is a new oh, here, boom, found it, found the chat. I found the chat. Okay, so cool. So on TikTok, Simply Fab, how did you get your rentals? Did you just, buy them off market? You wholesale? Did you buy them from the tax sale? Um, I speak to so many people who just don't know about the process. I cannot tell you how much time out of my day is spent educating realtors and title companies about tax sales. It's crazy. So during the 5 week training, I will be going over my land strategy. You'll be hearing from Mobile Home Mommy, who's going to be going over her wholesaling strategy. You will be hearing from Marlon, who will be going over his real estate investing strategy. You'll be hearing from a business funding expert that does AI. Like, they have an AI system to fix credit and build business credit. Which, I mean, listen, there's with AI, things are moving so quickly. So I'm always like, listen, I am a business funding and credit repair specialist, but with AI, there's new things coming out every day. So I'm definitely gonna be sitting there like, okay, what you got going on? What you put together? So don't think this. I'm gonna be in the room like I'm learning just like the rest of y'all. Okay. Simply Fab says off market from someone that was getting out of rentals. That is awesome. That is awesome. So I'm glad you had that opportunity. And you know what's crazy? You probably got that opportunity from your network, right? Probably knew the person or somebody referred them to you. And I always tell people that real estate is a network business. And so if you have an opportunity to be in the room with the right network, it can absolutely change your life. So yeah, do what you need to do to get in the room, y'all. The link is in the bio, or you can I said DM me. Let me change this real quick, cuz on IG you don't have to DM me. You just have to comment the word webinar. Just comment on any one of my posts. Just comment the word webinar and it will send it to you. If you are on TikTok, you have to DM me the word webinar. Okay. We're going to follow instructions, because order is important. I can't teach y'all tax sales if y'all can't follow instructions. This is highly legalized stuff, but it's not anything that you can't do. Okay. You just have to follow the instructions, and they give you all of the instructions. And I'm surprised. Did I not save it? Okay, it's back up. So on Instagram, make sure that you guys are commenting the word webinar. And on TikTok, make sure you guys are DMing me the word webinar. Okay. All right. We got it. We good. So yeah, network is everything. We have over, I think, 800 people registered. Over 800 people registered. We are almost close to capacity. So that's why I'm telling you guys to make sure that you register now, because once that Zoom link, once those registrants hit the max, you're not going to be able to register anymore, or you're not going to be able to get into the Zoom room. You can still register, but you might just be locked out of the Zoom room. So we need you guys to register, and it is free. It is free. It is live. It is free and it is live. 5 weeks with 5 different experts to tell you guys how to make big moves in real estate. All right, we already have Simply Fab. She been lighting up the comment section, so I appreciate you for the chatting. But let me know, you guys, if you are familiar with tax deed investing or tax lien investing. Have you bought land? Simply Fab says she got some tax deed land, so it's not just me, right? I'm not telling y'all no stories. Other people are doing it, but I find that not a lot of people really know the strategy, or maybe they just, I don't know. I feel like it's something that everybody should know of, right? Because we know we all pay property taxes, right? So everybody knows we pay property taxes, but at the end of the day, what happens when you don't pay your property taxes? Well, there's an entire system in place, and sometimes I used to have people like, oh, well, you're buying people's homes. Not all the time, because 70% of all tax defaulted properties is land. 70% of all tax defaulted properties is land. And tax sales nationwide they have over $36 billion worth of inventory. And 70% of that $36 billion is land. So do you guys understand? Like, it's just a numbers game. It's really just a numbers game. You just have to show up. You have to get educated. You got to show up, and you got to place your bids. Now, yes, are there other people bidding against you? Absolutely. Absolutely. But sometimes showing up is just half the battle, and you can win and get access to property that ordinarily would cost you 85% more. So I don't know. I'm in Florida. Land is expensive in Florida. Okay, it is expensive in Florida. It's like Florida is a market kind of like California, New York. It can be pricey. So when you are able to have this skill in your tool belt, and you're able to find real estate way beneath market value, it opens up a lot of doors for you when it comes to capitalizing on the equity of your property, of your real estate. Does that make sense, guys? Drop a 1 in the comments if you're just joining me. Now, and then also, if you register, I want you to also let me know that you registered. Like, let me know that you got in. We are starting May 19th. That's next Tuesday at 7 p.m. And we're going live Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you for the likes. I can't see who's liking, but thank you for the likes. Yeah, tap the screen, because y'all know how TikTok is. It's like they won't let you know other people are live unless you tap in the screen. Let's act like what's the NPC character? The NPC people. Thank you, influencers, real. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The people that be on there acting like the video games. Let's pretend like it's that, except I'm teaching y'all a real game that's gonna actually help you to make money. Thank you, Build a Legacy. Now, Build a Legacy, you have to DM me the word webinar. Okay, so go to my DMs. Hey, thank you, Lynn, for liking the live. Go to my DMs and DM me the word webinar, and it'll send you the message. Okay, it'll send you the link to register. I want you guys to register because there's only a certain amount of people that can be in the Zoom room, and once that quota is hit, you might try to log in and you might not be able to get in because there's too many people in the room. And Nicole has already said she is not buying extra space because people wanted to register late. So we have 5 experts that are going to be teaching live for 5 weeks, 2 nights a week. Okay, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Okay, I'm one of the people. I'm going to be focusing on land and tax sales. Nicole is going to be focusing on wholesaling mobile homes. We have Marlon, who's going to be focusing on tax sales, mobile homes and land packages. And then we have, it's a lot of names on here. Ivy, who's going to be going over, she's the CPA and she's going to, the financial strategist. So she's going to be helping you guys structure your business properly. And so them taxes don't knock you over the head. Cause I always tell people, like, sometimes y'all think that entrepreneurs or people that are a little further ahead of you got it all figured out. And I promise you, we just building the plane on the way down. Like, I feel like the people like me, we just jump off the cliff and figure it out on the way down. So, baby, yes, I had to figure out them taxes on the way down because ain't nobody told me nothing. Matter of fact, I don't even think I wasn't aware that I had made that amount of money. I'm gonna just be real with you. So when I say I made 6 figures within 12 months, I wasn't aware. Like, I was just turning and burning, like I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm buying land, I'm selling land, I'm buying land, I'm selling land. And I was reinvesting the money back into the business, right? So when I would sell a plot of land, like if I bought a property for $7,500, I sold it for $22,000. At the time, I didn't have a job because this is COVID time. So at the time, I didn't have a job. I would take the principal of what I invested and put it back into the pot, what I call the pot. And I started off with $10,000. Now, some of you may be like, well, I don't have $10,000 to start with. Shoot, I didn't either. I ended up getting a grant, and I had a decision to make as to, I didn't have a job. Like, I was a waitress. Okay. And COVID came, and one day I went into work, and I was already learning wholesaling from my older brother. And one day I went into work, and I was so antsy in the pants to quit my job. I was like, oh, I can't wait to quit my job because I was ready to get into real estate. But I wasn't financially in a position where I could just quit my job. You feel me? Like, I was working 3 days a week, but I still had to have my job. And then COVID came and they just shut it down. It's a different kind of feeling when you're like, you're ready to quit your job, but then like the job quits you. You're like, wait, I wasn't ready. I wasn't quite ready. So yeah, it was like they offered us a free meal a day, and we had to drive to come get it. They say, yeah, you can come. We'll give you one free meal a day. You got to come get it. And then, like, the whole world was on fire, right? So I had a decision to make. Bills was due. Car note was due. Was getting sued from creditors. We needed food, all of the things, and I had to make a choice as to what I was going to do with that $10,000. And I said, like, will there ever be another time in my life where I will have access to this lump sum of money? Like, I don't get that when I file taxes. So I was like, I have to make this opportunity count. So I didn't touch it. And I went to a tax sale, even though my older brother told me, don't do the tax sale. He said, I don't think you should do that, because he was teaching me wholesaling. And I said, okay, I understand wholesaling. I understand how to analyze deals. I was already doing the whole cold calling, skip tracing, all of the things, right? I was like interning for him basically. But I didn't have anyone to sit down and teach me tax sales. I didn't have anyone to teach. I just tried it. I just took what I knew and I applied it to tax sales. And the reason why my older brother told me not to do it is because he said that, his knowledge is in wholesaling, and he was afraid he wouldn't be able to, like, advise me. He wouldn't be able to teach me. He was like, it's not that I didn't think you could do it. I was just talking to him yesterday. He said, boy, you a real thug, boy, because you don't listen to nothing I say. And I was like, well, the math was mathing. And we were just talking about, Nicole and I, we were live 2 days ago. And we were just talking about how sometimes the vision that you get no one else has to agree with your vision. No one else. So could you imagine the audacity that I had to have to go ahead and try it, even though my mentor and older brother told me don't do it, and I didn't have nobody to teach me? I was just effing around and finding out. Okay, but I just, when I saw the opportunity, it just clicked in my brain, and I said, "Wait a minute. So if this and this and this, and if this is true, then does this mean I could do this?" And no one, I didn't have anybody to pat me on the back and say yes. I didn't have anybody to give me confirmation. I just had to move off of the feeling that I was getting. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to these tax sales. I watched the tax sales for like 3 solid months. 3 months, I'm just watching it just to try to get an understanding for how people are bidding and things like that. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna place a bid. I'm gonna place a bid. Thank you, Kenneth. I said I'm gonna place a bid. So I placed the bid and I get out bid. And then my next property comes up, I place the bid, I get out bid. And I'm like, okay. So I keep, and I had like 5 properties picked out. So we were in the last property, and I placed my bid. Hey Don, thank you. So I placed my bid and I watched the timer go down. And I watched the timer go down. And then I say, wait a minute, we down to 30 seconds. I was like, wait a minute, we down to 10 seconds. And then all of a sudden that thing said finalizing sale. And I was like, oh my freaking gosh. I jump up, I start hollering, I start screaming. I actually posted that video recently on Mother's Day. I never shared that video because I was like, I was at home in my pajamas with my bonnet on. Like it just like this was not for content. You feel me? So I was like, I got one. And so I call my older brother and I say, I bought land. I bought property. I bought property. He said, you did what? I said, I got one. He was like, what you mean? I said, I bought land from the tax sale. He said, you did? And I said, yes. And he said, for how much? I said, 7,500. He said, you wait. You bought land for $7,500? I said, yeah. And he said, what you gonna do with it? I said, sell that shit. He said, man, do it. Do that shit. And I said, okay. So then put my clothes on, I go, I make my payment, I go pull up to the lot, and the lot is overgrown. It's just bushes. It's bushes. The bushes was like 7 feet tall, right? It doesn't look like anything. If you were to drive past this lot, you unless you were aware of it, you probably wouldn't think anything of it. But I do the work. I say, okay, hey, I'm gonna find, somebody to clear the lot and stuff like that. I found this guy to clear the lot for like $500. He sorely underpriced himself. I did tip him 200, but like that, like once I saw how big the lot was, I was like, this is way more than $200 or $500 worth of work. Don Love, great question. There is no redemption period in Florida. So once the tax sale happens, right? Once your property goes to tax sale, there is no redemption period. There's no, and this is something that's extremely nuanced, which is what I'm going to be talking about in the 5-week training. So that's why I'm telling you guys to go ahead and get registered so I can give y'all the deets, because there are over, I think, 33 tax deed states, and each one is different. Okay. Shoot me a message, Don Love. You can DM me after I get off. I'll reply. But yeah, so there's no redemption period in Florida. And that's one of the big things that I think people don't understand. So like I'm buying tax deeds on a Wednesday, and I can technically speak and sell them on a Friday. Okay. Now I used to wait until they mailed me the deed in my hand, and y'all can't see it, but I have a 3-screen setup. So Florida has me extremely spoiled because I don't have to leave my office to buy tax deeds. I get deeds in the mail. They mail them to me. I will just wait for them suckers in the mail. Okay. Big Fo Nikki said, you really inspired me from the last video. You explained everything so good in the last live. I appreciate it. Did you get registered? Are you registered, Big Fo Nikki? I hope you registered, because yeah, space is limited. Once we hit our webinar quota on Zoom, that's just gonna be it. Whoever gets in gets in. So make sure that you register. You can DM me the word webinar and it'll automatically send you the link, or you can go to the link in my bio and the link is there as well. I appreciate it. Okay, Big Fo Nikki. But you know what? Also, I'm gonna piggyback on your comment, Nikki. I need y'all to understand, right? There is power. There is power. The reason why I'm up here talking to you guys today is because people on TikTok told me to. Well, that and my husband. He was like, you should talk about your deals. But people on TikTok told me that I should coach, I should teach, I should tell the story. And I was like, why? But I realized it's because a lot of times we can't see past our own perception, our own environment, our own limitations. Representation is very important. Sometimes we need to see somebody outside of our circle do something to make it possible in our brains. So I'm happy that I inspired you, and I really hope that you do follow through and come into the webinar, because there is something powerful that happens when you are in the space and you open up your mind to the possibilities that exist. Because a lot of times we have limiting beliefs, and our limiting beliefs stop us from doing the things that we said we want to do. All right. Like I tell people all the time, what was the biggest thing that had to change about me to become a real estate investor? It wasn't even the money that I got, because at the time I didn't have the money, but I was already taking the actions because I knew I wanted to start investing in real estate. So I started learning wholesaling. But it wasn't the thing that really had to shift for me, is that I had to believe that it could happen for me. Do you understand? I had to believe that it could happen for me so that I could take action. So I continue to put myself in spaces where people were doing deals and they're talking about these big deals. I got an apartment complex. I just bought a duplex. I just bought that. I just bought this lot, right? I had to hear that over and over and over again. I had to be uncomfortable because I had to make it so that I could see it, so that I could know that it was possible for me. And I was in this space and people were like, well, what do you do? And I was like, I'm a real estate investor. And they're like, what? What do you do? I was like, I'm a real estate investor. And I would like whisper it because, again, I didn't believe it for myself. I didn't believe in my heart and in my brain that I was a real estate investor. And one time I was talking to my older brother. He said, man, you got to stop. You got to stop doing that. You a real estate investor. And I said, but I didn't make a deal yet. He said, that don't matter. You're a real estate investor. And then he made me, as cheesy as it sounds, he made me say it on the phone like I meant it. He was like, man, say it. Say you're a real estate investor. And I was like, I'm a real estate. He's like, nah, you not standing like you believe it. Say you're a real estate investor. And I was like, I'm a real estate investor. He said, okay, like, you got to mentally believe that before you can do anything. And so I said, okay. So I continue to put myself in the space, in the place, and then guess what? And then I got a grant. Now, mind you, I didn't know I was gonna come into $10,000. And some of y'all are like, well, I can't get into $10,000. I already solved that problem for you because I already took the walk of the credit thing. So now I can help you with the credit and get the business funding. So now you got a little bit more options, okay? Because one thing that I'm really good at is strategizing. Like I'm very like, baby, I could squeeze water from a rock. Okay. Thank God for his I want to say his sprinkle and his razzle dazzle, whatever it is, the ADHD, whatever is something that I do very well. So if you got to get it out the mud and you just feel like you don't really understand, a lot of times I could look at a person's situation and see things that they don't see. A lot of times y'all be missing the oil. Y'all be missing the pearls in your own backyard. You got it. You already got it. There's a story in the Bible that I absolutely love. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Don. There's a story in the Bible that I absolutely love about the prophet Elijah. And there's a story of a widow. Her husband dies, and Elijah's coming through town, and she stops him. She's like, my husband just died, and he was a follower of Christ, and he had debt, and because he had debt, our sons are going to be sold into slavery. Can you help me? And Elijah said, what do you have? And she said, I don't have anything but a few jars of oil. And he said, okay, go ask your neighbors. Y'all hear me good. Don't miss this. He said, go ask your neighbors for jars. Get as many jars as you can find. Go in the room, close the door, start pouring the oil. Continue to pour the oil until all of the jars are full. Once all of the jars are full, go and sell the oil, pay off the debt, and keep the rest for yourself. I need y'all to understand one thing. The widow already had the oil. She already had the oil. Oil back in Bible days was a commodity. Okay. She already had the oil, but she didn't recognize what she already had. And until Elijah came and he said, go and ask your neighbors for jars. Go and ask your neighbors for jars and start to pour the oil. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? He gave her direction and she followed the direction to the T. To the T. Because hello, the blessing is in the obedience. Sometimes y'all don't move when you're supposed to move, and you may know that you're supposed to move because you know it. You get the feeling that you're supposed to move, but sometimes y'all don't move. But anyway, that's a whole nother message for another day. Okay, right. But God, there is power when you move when you're supposed to move. Because I always say, what am I doing? I always say, like, I wasn't no coach. I ain't never been no coach. My therapist said, I got to stop saying that. She said, you got to stop saying that. You've always been a coach. I said, since when? She said, didn't you say your family always comes to you to solve the problem? In my family, I'm the problem solver. If somebody has a problem, they be like, I'm finna go to Nettie. That's my family. I'm finna go to Nettie. She gonna figure it out. And I was like, I never thought about that before. She said, I know you never thought about it like that, but that doesn't make it any less true. You've always been a coach. And I was like, mind you, it's because I didn't recognize I already had the oil. I already had it. So when I tell you guys, some of y'all, you already have the oil. There's no lack of abundance. Some of you guys are just not recognizing your access or proximity to abundance. So when you guys come to this webinar, what I need y'all to do is take advantage of the opportunity. Come in, take notes, talk to people. There are over 800 people registered in this webinar right now. When you get in the room and when you get in the space, interact, see who's talking, talk to other people. Okay, follow instructions, glean, learn what you can learn. And when an opportunity presents itself and you feel the call to move, I just need y'all to be obedient and to move. Now, if you don't feel the call, if you feel like that's not for you, then it's not for you. That's fine. That is fine. But understand that you can be in a room. Thank you, Big Fo Nikki. Don Love, I need you to DM me the word webinar. Okay. When you DM me, it's going to send you the link. All right. So, but thank you for the comments in the chat. I need you guys to start moving when you're called to move. I think, okay, Sugar and Spice just signed up. Woo woo. I wish I had like a little, like I need a little bell or something. I need a soundboard. I'm going to get a soundboard for y'all. How much money do you need to get started? That's subjective because it really depends on where you're trying to invest. So the person, I have to accept you. I'll do it right now. The lowest I have personally ever purchased real estate for was $1,300. Hold on. I'm gonna let you in right now. Just give me a second. The lowest I have personally ever purchased for was $1,300. Okay. So I accepted you, Don. You good. So just comment in the thread. Comment webinar. Okay. If you, I see some other people here. I'm gonna accept y'all. I'm gonna accept y'all. D Lights. I just accepted you. There's Bobby's View, and Luke Mohammed. I just accepted you. So yeah, if I didn't, hold on, y'all. Sorry. It's a lot of y'all in the DM. So and I appreciate y'all. Okay. So just comment the word webinar and it'll send you the link. Okay. Just comment the word webinar. So if I just accepted you and you just got in, just write the word webinar in the DMs. T Cook, DM me the word webinar. So this is specific to TikTok. I'm on TikTok and Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, you can comment the word webinar. If you are on TikTok, you have to DM me the word webinar. Okay, we start on May 19th. Okay, so we start on May 19th. And it's every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. All right. So Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Like carve out like an hour to 2 hours for you guys to learn the strategy and just be in the space. Be in the space. You said you have questions? Go ahead. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, sorry. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for that, Don Love. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And T Cook, what are your questions? Drop them in the comments. I can answer your questions. I have about 5 more minutes on here, guys, and then I'm gonna hop off. IG is quiet. Let me make sure that it shows that I'm live. It may not even, oh, it doesn't even show that I'm live. I'm just using up extra RAM for no reason. So I'm gonna end the stream on Instagram because it's not showing that I'm live.